There are a lot of things involved when it comes to trading forex. Like life is a very busy place. Everybody have things they are doing, you know, and to be very honest, if you cannot manage your time properly, you're definitely not going to have time for every single thing. A lot of things are going to suffer. You understand? So if you're someone who is going to school and trying to start a personal business, if you don't actually organize your time properly, you're not going to have time for either school or your personal business. So either you're going to be giving more time to your personal business, or you're going to be giving no time to your personal business, or just one of those things. So the only way you can actually effectively do every single thing is by effectively managing your time. So what do mean by effectively managing your time? All right, so what do you mean by effectively managing your time? Okay, so what I want us to do, okay, is create an assignment I'm going to give. All right, tomorrow's session, I'm going to ask the people who did their assignments. All right, they're not going to send to me, but I'll just ask. Okay, now something about learning is that when we practice what we are being taught, six faster, we get the benefit of the particular lecture immediately. So, for example, now, if you're somewhere and they're talking about, oh, this one, down, and you're, yeah, you understand? That is that. About that, you are not really going to get much. Okay, let's say I'm talking about to-do list, I'm talking about daily routine, this, that, and everything. Then I'm not talking about it, and yes, you've heard. Next week, you're not going to be effectively managing your time properly. But if on this session I talk about daily routine and to-do list, and you're like, yeah, and then I give an assignment, and then you create your own daily routine and your own to-do list, or you get a book for it, and then you're following it very well, at the end of this week, you're going to actually be able to actually achieve a lot of things with that particular thing because properly manage your time with those things I talked about. And then you had more time for more activities, and then you were able to be more productive. You understand? So when it comes to learning, practicals is the best way of learning what is being taught. So daily routine, we're going to be done in the next 15 minutes. Okay, I want to keep the session very, very brief. And to do this, I always teach this particular topic on every mentorship session we have. What is a daily routine? A daily routine is a series of activities that someone regularly performs, especially in a specific order and at set times. It provides structure, predictability, and efficiency to daily life and can contribute to improved well-being and productivity. That's the definition of daily routine. I'm going to give an example. When we were in primary school, I remember, I think I was studying up to 16 or 17 subjects. There was Yoruba, I think, I can't remember. There were science courses, art courses, and all of those things. I was studying all of them. And I went to a Catholic boarding school. Okay. So there were things like morning mass. which is basically when you go to church early in the morning. Okay. We look at all the things I was doing. Morning mass. Think I was like maybe 7 years then. Then there was morning duty. Okay. There was assembly. Okay, breakfast definitely. First, oh shit. Then there was assembly. Then first half lectures. Then there was break time, introduce. Then there was second half lecture, and there was siesta, which nobody actually observed. And after that, we had lessons. Sometimes we used to have evening service. Then after that was, yeah, dinner and lights out. You understand? So if you look at this particular thing here, if you look at this particular thing, you'll notice something that what do you call it? This is something that if you look at this thing now, you'll notice something that this was a lot of things that were doing at that very young age. A lot of things at that very young age. It was more like every single minute of our life, all right, a certain task or a certain activity was assigned to that particular point. All right, it looked something like this. 4 a.m. to 4:30 was, yeah, you wake up and beat. This is actually a clear example of what daily routine is. Then 4:30 to 6 was morning mass. All right. Yeah, I think 6 to 6:30. Something like this. I'm not really getting. I think maybe I'm like, okay, no, I think it's okay. Let me just go to 4:30. Just stick with me. All right. It's going to actually make sense at some point. Okay, I'm trying to be very detailed with what I'm doing. Mm, then this was 5 a.m. to 6:30. 6:30. Then 6:30 to 7 was morning. 7 a.m. was morning duty, which is basically where you can sweep or pick leaves based on what you actually assigned as your morning duty. Then we had 7 a.m. to 7:30, I think. That was assembly, I guess. Yeah, assembly. If you look here now, there was no time to press phone to be on social media for 5 hours. Then that's 7:30 to like let's say 10:30. Let's say 11:30 was first half of lecture. First. This first half of lecture now, we had a class, I think every hour. So that was like there was a class from 7:30 to 8:30, class from 8:30 to 9:30, class from 9:30 to 10:30, class from 10:30 to 11. There were different subjects. First half lectures. Now 11:30 to 12 was lunch and break time. So that's when we run around and play different types of children games. So then 12:30 to, so you can see the amount of activities that was queued into our 24 hours. The amount of activities that was queued into our 24 hours. I think this like this, let's say like this was Angelus. And maybe lunch or something like that. I didn't even put breakfast self here. Somewhere in between here was breakfast. Just understand what I'm saying. Okay. So just like that, every single time, we're assigned something to do. So let's say 12:30 to 4 or second half of lecture, or 3 p.m. rather, 3:30 p.m. Are you seeing how this naturally? So now, so this is basically what a daily routine actually looks like. Okay, it's a system whereby you assign activities to every single minute of your time. Now, everybody wants to learn Forex. Everybody wants to do this and that and that. But the thing is that if you don't actually have effective time management, you're not actually going to have time to study. You're not going to have time to back test. You're not going to have time for this. You're not going to have time for that. You're not going to have time to actually do everything. You understand? But then if you can actually use the daily routine to divide the activities you're doing every single day, you're able to realize that you'll be able to create time for every single thing you want to do. Every single thing. So in this now, we still had time for lessons. I think 3 p.m., 3:30 to like let's say 4:30 was lunch and siesta. So there was no way, mm, these people, there's no other way these people that we used to actually skills in about 15 subjects into the routine of a 7-year-old boy. So if you can actually organize a routine like this, you can actually have time for every single activity. For every single activity. How many times do you want to spend on Forex? What you do is that first of all, write it down here. What are the things you want to do? Okay, Forex, maybe I want to spend 3 hours on Forex, or let's say 4 hours on Forex a day. Okay, let's say I have a personal business and then I want to be spending 4 hours of it on it every single day. Okay, business, 4 hours. Let's say I'm a student and I want to be spending 4 hours on that every day. I have to go to class 2 hours. Let's say I have 3 lectures a day, and the remaining 1 hour I want to use for personal study. Education. So this in total is going to be 12 hours. I'll still have how many hours? Still have 12 hours to go. So if I sleep for 8 hours, 8 hours, I'll still have 4 hours to go. So I can still use this 2 hours maybe to rest. Maybe I can use 2 hours to learn new skill. You see it. There's no time. Before asking out for Forex, before asking out for personal business, before asking out for education, 2 hours came out for learning new skill set, and the 8 hours to sleep very, and even 2 hours self for rest after an exhausting day. So we always have time. So let's say, for example, now I actually have a job here. Now working 9 hours. Let's say time it takes to get to my job and come back, plus my 8 hours working hours, maybe 10 hours in total. So job 10 hours. Then I have sleep 8 hours. That's 18 hours. How many hours do I have left? I have 6 hours left. Let's say it was a stressful day. Okay. And I want to be using 1 hour, 2 hours to rest. Let's say 1 hour. Okay. 19. I still have 5 hours left. I still have 5 hours left. Learn new skill. Let's say Forex. After that 5 hours now, I can devote 3 hours to Forex because this is the only thing I want to learn. Or I can devote 4 hours to Forex. I still have 1 hour. I can use that 1 hour to read books, mindset training, development books, and stuff like that. So you see, in a very, very tight schedule of 10 hours working, I'll sleep skills out 8 hours for sleep, 1 hour for rest, and 4 hours for Forex. And also still 1 hour for reading books, psychology books, books on mindset development and training. So you see, we all have time, right? We all have time. It's just the way we manage the time. It's just the way we manage time. So if you can actually manage your time properly, you're going to have enough time for every single thing. Some persons self in their own daily routine, they put time for family. Like some of those billionaires, I looked into their daily routine and I realized that if they wake up in the morning, the first 3 hours of the day is with their family. They have breakfast with their family, they pray, they exercise together with their family before they prepare their children for their kids for school. Family bonding moment. 2 hours. So this 1 hour rest can be 2 hours family. And this resting sleep time can be reduced to 7 hours. Doctor recommends a minimum of 7 hours. And nothing is still sacrificed. So if you're doing like this now, every single time, every single day, 4 hours for rest, 4 hours for rest, in 30 days, you would have invested 120 hours learning Forex. In 30 days, you would have invested 30 hours reading books. You would have been done with most of these books. And one thing with following routine and being very, very organized, like organizing time very, very well, that when you have time for all these activities and you're doing them, there is this peace of mind that comes apart from the fact that yeah, money is going to increase, the amount coming and everything, and then you're going to feel very, very calm. There's this peace that just comes where you feel like yeah, you know that you actually have control over every single thing. You have control over the time. You don't get tense. You don't get frustrated. Oh, I'm meant to be this. I'm not meant to be doing that. That type of thing. You don't spend 6 hours of the day pressing phone or watching Netflix and stuff like that. You understand? So that's why it's very, very important. And that's why I chose to teach it. And every single mentorship, on every single mentorship session, I always teach this particular topic. I always teach this particular topic, you understand? Because it's one of the most important things. Now, what are the assignment I'm going to give now is because everybody's daily routine is going to be different. Everybody's own. Mine is going to be different from yours, and yours is going to be different from someone else's own. But the thing is that they all do the same thing. They all help us stay organized. All right. They all help us build consistency. In humans, the most difficult thing in life is consistency. And that's what we need to succeed. All right. So there's something I want to give. I want everybody on this call to create a daily routine today, before the end of today. All right, I'm going to actually ask on the call tomorrow. In fact, after this class, just for the next 1 hour, create your own daily routine. Create it. Now, what is to-do list or what are to-do lists? To-do lists, on the other hand, are a set of activities that are not included in your daily routine, which you want to do for that particular day. So let's say today, apart from all these things I'm going to be doing, I also want to call my mom and talk to her about something. Or I also want to get something, or I also want to have this meeting with this person, or maybe I meant to have a call with this person by 12 p.m. You understand? I'm going to include all of those activities in my to-do list. Okay. Activities not on daily routine, but I am meant that. Okay, so that is basically it about the session. Okay, I'm going to actually end the session at this particular point. I'm going to drop the recording on the group chat before 12:30, so everybody can actually have access to the recording of what we just talked about, and they can learn. All right, so don't forget to click your daily routine with this particular date. See you guys in the next session, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Have a lovely and fantastic day. If you got value from this session, help me drop some values on the group chat. If you did, I see you guys in the next